Hello, everyone. Warm welcome to this very short session, Sustainable Innovation, Reimagine What is Possible with Artificial Intelligence. So let's get started. Just a quick overview over what we are going to address in the next 30 minutes. We will just introduce ourselves very briefly, give you a very short overview of the online program that we are offering, really try to dive a bit further on digitalization, AI, and sustainability, but also generative AI and how it can be used for impact, have a little case study in the end, and give you more information on how to register for our program. In the end of the session, we will also try to make just a few minutes for questions. My name is Fernanda Tor. I'm the CEO of Next Agents, and my drive to be here with you is really because I believe we need to stop talking about sustainability and talking about innovation and really understand how we can integrate both so we can make sure that we have a successful transformation.
Hey, Fernanda, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm Amir. I'm the CEO of Think Big Leaders. And the reason I'm here is because, for many years I've been involved in innovation. And when I moved to the Nordics more than 3 years ago, I learned how much sustainability is an important thing. I'm trying to help people apply what I've learned to the use case of sustainability.
Very good. Which is also a very good segue into an overview of our program, where we really try to harvest the best examples, case studies, and knowledge that we have in the Nordic countries. And we provide you with an overview over how to work with innovation and sustainability within 5 different modules. So these range all the way from future thinking, scenarios, digitalization and AI, branding, culture, kind of marketing, how to communicate with stakeholders, the innovation system and how to integrate sustainability, and regulation and how to use regulation, specifically EU regulation for sustainability reporting in terms of creating value and innovation, and also a very broad overview over the fundamentals, the fundamental concepts and risks and opportunities related to sustainability driven innovation. Just to give you a very short overview over each module, like I said, we have 5 modules, and then each module has around 10 lessons. So we are talking about roughly 50 lessons total, where we go through both online content, we have peer-to-peer sessions, and we also have live sessions. Some of the most important aspects are related to the live sessions, but also the tasks. So in the live sessions, what we try to do is, unlike today, which is a bit just one-sided, but we really try to have a lot of interaction between the participants and also with the instructors. So the idea is we have the knowledge, we go through the lessons, and then we have an opportunity to debate. So we use business cases, we use role playing, different exercises, so we can really start going more in depth into the content. As well as we have specific tasks in all modules. And this is very much about one of our mottos, which is bias fraction. Let's get started. Let's dip our feet in the water. And the best way to do this is really to just try it out and see it's not the end of the world. A very important aspect is that you can try it out and build it on examples from your own organization. So then you're not just taking the course and studying something, but you're already implementing it and learning on how you can drive all this value back to your organization. And then you get also personalized feedback on each submission, on each task. So you really have a lot of hand holding on how you can drive all these modules and all this content. We've had super good feedback over the program, so we're very happy, and we really thank all the participants. It makes us very happy, but to also realize that there's something here, and we can really do this together. So please go to our website, sign in to get more information. You can download the brochure there and get a few more details. And now, without further ado, it would be really good to listen to you, Ami.
Thank you. Yeah, and as you've seen, I lead the fourth module in the course, which is about digitalization and AI and how it contributes or can contribute to sustainability-driven innovation. What I'd like to do today is just give you a taste of some of the things that we're covering in the module. Obviously, it's not all of them, but hopefully, if you join the course, you can see and learn in more depth. So, first, I talk to a lot of executives, I talk to a lot of teams, and the conversations are usually they go between two extremes. One is, can AI save us and be kind of the thing that we have been waiting for, or will it be the ruin of us, right? Take control of the world is kind of the most extreme things, but things like energy consumption and the likes. So it's actually neither, right? But it has the potential to be both a great promise that we need to capitalize on in terms of increasing productivity, and you can think of almost all the SDG goals and how can they be contributed with innovation and AI. So economic growth, lower the waste, new products and solutions for the key problems that we have around sustainability, and giving access to more people to develop and all kinds of education opportunities and better healthcare and so forth. On the other side, there are risks involved. We are touching on them, and we do cover them in the course, and we teach the participants on how to discover them, how to guardrail against them. So just to give a few examples, if we are going to apply AI and digitalization massively, it's going to have an impact on the hardware that we need, on the electrical consumption that we're going to use. It might, if we're not careful, amplify biases that we already have in society. So disadvantages certain communities and certain groups. And it is also susceptible to manipulation by bad actors. So we need to be aware of this, and we need to guardrail against this. And one thing that we also kind of talk about is the course is, where is the human in the loop? A lot of people tend to say, it's going to take my place and my job and so on. But no, we just need to rethink where is the place that we do want humans in the loop in terms of decision making and critical points. And there's good frameworks to help us. So if you're not aware, basically AI is already here for many years, and it has been used behind the scenes, and sometimes it's more apparent, sometimes it's less apparent. And just to give a few examples, in robotics and connected devices and mining and things like that, there's like self-driving trucks already in many mines here in Sweden and elsewhere. I've worked with a lot of companies who are doing predictive maintenance and making sure that there's lower or almost no downtime in manufacturing or in critical services and so forth. So it's not just like standard scheduled, it's according to signals that we get from the devices themselves. There's lots of personalization and communication being done through AI, and I'm sure that you're using a lot of applications that get to learn you and either do good things with that information or not so good things with that information, right? So customer service and shopping and things like that, but also helping you get a better fit and do things that evolve you and help you learn more and faster and things that you like to do. Right, so AI has been around in that. It's been around in forecasting, very important when we're talking about science-based goals and sustainability driven with metrics. So definitely things we can do there. Supply chain is a big thing, right? There's a lot of waste in supply chain. There's a lot of waste in logistics. There's lots of good things that we could do in human resources. So all of that is, the basis is already there. And if you're not already a part of it, you need to be aware and to capitalize on it. And one of the things that we're trying to do in the course is give you some frameworks and tools that you can work with. So one of the concepts that we're talking in this model is about reframing sustainability as a data problem and data and AI problem. So we give you examples, and one of the tasks is for you to apply this framework to your own use case and get feedback on it. And this kind of approach allows you to also collaborate with others, with engineers, with scientists, with other stakeholders, with business and government. And through asking those questions and then discovering and building, you can solve problems faster and deeper with the likes of this framework. And so this part, we're talking about AI and its impact on, or potential impact on sustainability. The key takeaways that kind of we like to cover are that we can harness artificial intelligence as a decision-making support tool. We can also automate some of the things. So especially when there's a lot of data involved and there's a lot of complexity. And if we teach AI and if we build the models correctly, then you don't have to be technical to do so. We can accelerate our march towards our sustainability goals. Secondly, we need to realize that we need to guide and measure and guard when we are involved in these kind of social, economic, and environmental efforts, and how they are impacted or how they can impact AI. And this is your role as the leaders of either innovation or sustainability or just business units, right? So you should take this frame of mind. You should educate yourselves. You should gather the tools to converse with others on how we should be doing this. And this is what we're trying to do in the module itself. Also, AI, and specifically generative AI, what I'll talk about in a sec, can help you scale and drive innovation. And it's not, especially in the way that things are today, it's not enough to do things as usual. We need to accelerate. We need to scale. We need to build impact. And with digitalization, with AI, there's an opportunity to do it. So that's another key takeaway. And in order to do all of this, right, accelerate, bigger impact, and harness AI and digitalization for sustainability, what we need to do, we need to feel comfortable. And many people that I talk to, they kind of shy away from this topic because, oh, it's complicated. I need to be a data engineer or something like that. I tell them quite the opposite. You need to be involved in this. You don't need to be technical. If the technical people are talking technical terms, tell them no. Let's talk, business terms. Let's talk business impact, sustainability impact. How can the technology help me? The technology is not a goal in itself. It can be a tool for us to achieve the goals that we are aiming to achieve. And you need to be part of this conversation. You need to actually even lead it. So this is a very key thing that we hope that people who are coming out of the program take away with them. So this is kind of the first part of the module talks about AI in general, the potential, the risks, and how to address them. Now, the second week of that module dives deeper into generative AI, which has kind of been a hot topic in the past year plus. And we make people comfortable with using it, understanding it, and then seeing how it can be used in the context of sustainability-driven innovation. And that landscape, generative AI, is shifting very quickly. It's spoiling. Most of the kind of the first year has been around building the infrastructure, preparing the hardware, preparing what they call kind of the foundational elements in terms of software. And now we're already starting to see applications coming out that are in the hands of the masses who can do things with generative AI. But sometimes it's not clear what generative AI is, and it's not just ChatGPT. I mean, I'm assuming a lot of you have played around with ChatGPT, but generative AI is much more than that, and we cover some of it in the module. So it is text to text, but even text to text can do a lot of things. And the more you learn, the more you understand how to talk with AI, the more you can achieve out of it. But it's also voice and audio generation. It's also video generation. So on the right, you can see an image of me, which is not really me. It's a avatar of myself, which I created with a generative AI tool, and allows me to achieve education to others much faster, better quality, and at scale. So if you know these same tools, and again, they're not technical, they're not complicated, you can achieve great things. At the same time, as you might imagine, they can also lead to some risks and fake content and things like that. So you need to be aware and be able to judge what tools are being used, which tools do you want to use, how to guide others on using those tools. So These are very good opportunities. Data augmentation is around, masses of data that are very hard to go through, and definitely in sustainability we're going to see more and more reports coming out. With the last time we had about the session about regulation. So the more regulation is going to force us to do reporting. You need to understand those reports. You need to extract insights from those reports. You need to take action items based on data, and generative AI can definitely be of great help there. So generative AI is a great tool that we can use. We need to know how to haul it and use it. And one of the other frameworks that we're talking about in that module is how to look at a work process uh, and apply generative AI to it. So we don't start with the technology. We start with looking at the existing work processes. We want to tap into them. We want to help and support both the individuals and the teams when they are running those work processes, and we want to make them better, faster, higher quality. This is an example of how I looked at an innovation process, product innovation, service innovation, process innovation, and how can generative AI be connected to each of these kind of typical steps in the process, and how can we use the generative AI differently in each of those steps. So we're going to teach you how to use this, how to do this kind of process analysis, and how to add elements of generative AI on top of it, so you can improve and innovate in your processes. And we actually, the way that I see it is that generative AI should be your co-pilot when you're running sustainability innovation. And we need to learn how to talk to it. So we're talking a little bit about prompting and how to build kind of a conversation with those generative AI tools. There's a myriad of tools out there, and they do different things. So we talk about how to select those tools and expose you to some of the better tools out there. Um, we also show examples of how it's gone wrong, right? When it's hallucinating or when there's bias involved. And we even have a couple of tools for you to try out in those interactive sessions or in the tasks before them, so you can see the power and you can get inspired by what can be done, and then go on and do it. And we've had several people coming out of the program and actually already applying some of those tools and accelerating the innovation that they are doing. And then just lastly, before maybe we go into questions and further discussion, I want to share one inspirational case where AI has been instrumental in impacting sustainability and accelerating the results. In that case is from the Nordics. It's a company called Tibber, and it is focused on powering cheaper and greener electricity. And you can download an app, and it connects to your devices, your electrical appliances in the home, and your energy consumption, and it learns your patterns. It takes into consideration other data, such as weather data, location data, patterns of maybe demographic data, and then it helps you become better at using your energy. And there's also around different prices and different times of day, and according to different times of year. So basically, it helps you achieve both cost reduction. It helps you, have a better impact on the environment, and the more data that it uses, it learns more about you and about your preferences and your family's preferences. And obviously, everything is kind of guardrailed with privacy and protection. But then, you can see actual numbers here, where they themselves say they can help you save up to 20% of the energy consumption. If we could all do that around the world, that would definitely have a massive impact on our sustainability goals, both personal, country level, and global. So just one case. There's dozens of other cases that we share if you want to dive deeper in the course itself. And we hope that maybe one of you can be the next cases or inspiration for others in courses to come. Yeah, back to you, Fernanda.
Super, thank you. I really love the example that you brought up. I think it's a very good example of making better decisions. Just
Yeah.
making better decisions can really have a big impact. In this case, in terms of saving energy. Thank you so much for that. I would like to just now give you a little bit of very shortly before we go into the questions, a little bit of information around. Okay, but then how do you register to participate in this program? Well, it's very simple, really. Um, we have 5 modules. We gave some examples today of the kind of topics that we address in module number 4 that has to do with digitalization AI for sustainability. But there's other modules, and like Amir also mentioned, we already had also a live more related to module 2 when it came to sustainability, strategy, the innovation systems and regulation, and how to close this together. So if you're interested in learning a bit more from me, from Amir, but also from everyone in the team, please join us. We have a special offer for you here today. We have a 20% discount. So for all of you who are interested in joining the program, take this opportunity that we are offering here today. Without further ado, I think it's time to jump into the questions. So we have some time to address them. I have here some questions coming in. One of the questions is related to how do we get started? I guess it's beautiful, okay, great, but okay, what's the first step to take?
Yeah. So I would say 2 things. First of all, don't be afraid. Right? A lot of people have said shy away. They're afraid. Okay, this is technology, or this is too big. Sustainability and regulation. There's too much to know. It's too complex. Uh, there's no reason to think like that. There's impact you can do definitely if you're kind of part like a leading role within your organization or government or local community. So just decide that you're going to do something, and then start to educate yourself. The course is one option. If that's not possible for you now, then there's other options. Start to learn the tools, start to learn the frameworks, and then come with a specific use case in mind, and then you can apply those, and they don't remain theoretical, right? So when you come with kind of something that you want to impact, and that's one of the frameworks that we're talking about there, is kind of applying those kind of sustainability as a data problem. I tell the participants to actually start with I think it's the 5th rubric, which is what do you want to impact? What is the thing?
I can try to take us back to
Yeah.
that slide.
So if one of the columns says, why are you doing this? Right? So start with ask yourselves.
Was
and
it
maybe
this one?
No, I think the one in sustainability as a this one. I'm not sure if they can see it, but I think one of the columns here saying why are we doing this? What do we want to impact? Disconnected from technology, disconnected from data. What are we trying to impact in the world? So it could be greater education opportunities for disadvantaged communities, or access to clean water, or whatever the things are. And by the way, a lot of times the participants in the course, when I kind of review their tasks, they're trying to go to very big things which are not in their scope of influence. So I tell them, no, start with something that is within your scope of influence. You can change the world, but maybe step by step. So start with something that you have influence on, define a very clear goal there, and then move back and say, okay, what do we need to know? What are the things that what are the people that we need to talk to? And we take you through those kind of questions that you need to ask yourselves. So you can do real impact. So don't be afraid.
Super, sounds very good. Very good tips. We also have here another question, which is, how can I make sure that AI is not just a problem from the IT department, and build a connection with sustainability and innovation?
Okay, so obviously it depends on where you are and what is the position that IT is taking. I think if I understand the question correctly, one of the ways to convince maybe IT to be part of this is, they are also people. They also care about the environment. They also want to be seen as making an impact. So you can listen, you can kind of harness their motivation and tell them, I need your help. We can do big things, but you have the knowledge, you have the keys to that kingdom, maybe, if we want to apply it around. And the other thing that you can also do is kind of reassure them that let's start with a small experiment. Let's not change the entire policy. Let's make sure that things are done correctly. Let's have maybe a review. Let's put some metrics like we like to do in sustainability. We don't want to do the wrong things. We don't want to invest a lot of attention, a lot of resources, and then realize that we did things wrong, and then we lose people's support. So tell them we are going to do this together. We're going to learn together. Invite them to join the course themselves, maybe, or share what you've learned on the course with them, and have that conversation, because they definitely have a key role there. Learn from what they have to offer, and bring them along in the journey.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And now I'll take this opportunity to make a question from myself.
Yeah.
Every time that we are talking about AI, there's also a lot of fears, a lot of concerns, either when it comes to losing of jobs or when it comes to cybersecurity. If you could say three tips on how to handle this from an organizational perspective, what do you think would be three possible steps?
Yeah. So if I look at it from there's difference between personal and organization, but I'll focus on the organizational one. So there are tools that are more catering towards enterprise or organization, right? They have security guardrails. You can have your data that in a way that nobody, including the ones who build the tools themselves or the models, can see it or use it. So there's ways to do it. And again, your IT may help you. You may want to consult with an external party. There are ways to do it in a way that doesn't expose your data, and definitely avoid that thing of data leak. The other thing is you need to educate people, because people are already using ChatGPT. They're using stuff. I've seen people just put on information on kind of public tools. So you need to educate them and train them and run some sessions on what you should and shouldn't do on platforms.
Everyone will have access to that now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, it's like, it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to be used by everyone, and you need to keep ahead of the pack and basically help people do the right thing. So that's kind of maybe the second tip. And the third one, I would say, a lot of times the fear that you're talking about comes from lack of knowledge, because people, okay, it's AI, it's something new, I don't know about it, I'm going to keep away from it, a safe distance. So I'd say the opposite. Get closer to it, understand it, know where it is risky and where it is actually an opportunity and a tool that you could use. So maybe these are the kind of the three things that I would suggest.
Super. Thank you. Very good. Thank you so much, everyone, for being there from our sides. And hopefully see you at the program, see you around, but above all, see you trying to implement sustainability-driven innovation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.